Rangers skipper Richard Gough declared himself fit to return after missing last week's win at Motherwell, while United were relying on the increasingly influential Gordon Petric to marshal their defence against the league's top scorers. Gough's inclusion at the expense of Stephen Pressley was the only change to the Rangers starting lineup, the young defender on the bench alongside Ian Durrant. United's first 11 was unchanged for the fourth game running, leaving Christian Daly and Scott Crabb as the substitutes. The referee was Bill Crombie from Edinburgh, the commentator, Jerry McNee.
Dundee United get the second Premier League match of the season between these clubs underway. And Rangers looking to go 9 in a row in the league without defeat. United have taken 5 points from the last 6, suffering just 1 defeat in 8 games. So a bit of form being shown by both clubs. And here comes Paddy Connolly for United. And the ball's in the net. It's a sensational start. David Bowman, 21 seconds. A remarkable start here at Ibrox. And what a shot for the champions. It was Paddy Connolly who whipped in the ball. And there was Bowman. Unchallenged, picking his spot past Ali Maxwell. It's Rangers 0, Dundee United 1. So Paddy Connolly sending in the cross. And the header right into the corner. Maxwell seeing it late there. Probably blocked by Richard Gough. Robertson for Rangers. Hitley. Seemed to be a touch of handball there, but the referee will let the play, allowing it to flow. This is Cleland. Brewster goes for it. It breaks there to Connolly. Still it's Connolly. A hesitant start by Rangers. Bowman's running well in support here. Getting away from Robertson. And Maxwell there taking the ball away from Brewster. Brewster seemed a bit late with that challenge. The referee having a word there with the United player. But Bowman got away from Robertson. And the ball was headed back across goal. Maxwell got his hands to it and was bundled to the ground. So McCall. Trevor Stephen, as he did at Motherwell last week, again operating on the left-hand side of the park. This is Ferguson. Gary Stevens. And the ball deflecting off Malpass and behind for the corner. So a chance for Rangers to get themselves back into this game. And McPherson moves forward. So too does Gough. And Trevor Stephen is switched out to the right now to take this corner kick for Rangers. It's headed away there by Cleland. Gary Stevens will take the long throw. It's aimed in at Hitley. He gets the touch. It's knocked away though by Van der Hoorn. The referee says play on. Hitley sends it in. Well, there were claims for handball there, but referee allowed play to go on, and Hitley sent in the effort, which drifted past the far post. And the free kick against Brewster as he challenged Gough. This is David Robertson. Hitley. Moves it off now to Trevor Stephen. Nice little touch that by Hitley. Switch of play again to Gary Stevens. Plays it in low looking for Jury, and the ball running right through. Well, Jury claiming he was nudged there. But the referee awarding the goal kick. Gary Stevens plays it in, and Jury tumbled, but the referee well up with the play. It's Gough's header. And the free kick given against Brewster, and I think he could be in trouble with the referee here because he's already been spoken to, and it's pointed out to him that's his third foul of the match. He was warned for the first one, a challenge on Maxwell. Another free kick was given against him, and then this one for a challenge on Gough. So he knows the next one is a yellow card. Meanwhile, Hitley's in there for Rangers, and the ball swept away by Petric. Brewster knocks it back there to McAnally. And Gary Stevens has plenty of time. Duray climbing with Petrich. Away by Malpass. Picked up by McKinlay. Running into a bit of trouble. It's cleared by Welsh. There's going to be trouble for Rangers. Connolly's away. Very square defence. It's 2-0 to Dundee United. Well, this is amazing stuff. The Rangers defence caught completely. And Paddy Connolly, with 15 minutes gone, makes it Rangers 0, Dundee United 2. Well, the Rangers defence caught absolutely square. Connolly sprinting away there from McPherson and Goff, picking his spot past Ali Maxwell. 2-0 to United. Paddy Connolly gets his 4th goal of the season. Well, even the pace of David Robertson couldn't save Rangers there. That's good finishing by Connolly. As Walter Smith is down on the touchline. Not a happy man. So the small band of Dundee United fans absolutely delighted with the start the team have made. And Presley is going to come on now for Rangers. It's McPherson, in fact, who's struggling. Rangers have certainly had their problems with the centre-back positions of late. So on comes Presley. So a touch for Presley, the substitute, to Goff. Robertson, good first touch there to Trevor Stephen. It's Robertson again, being shadowed by Cleland. He's onto his right foot, looking for Haitley, and that's well taken by the goalkeeper. It was Robertson, forced onto his right foot there, trying to find Haitley. Then the goalkeeper, Van de Kamp, at full stretch, and there he is clearing now, high upfield. It's Presley for Rangers, Trevor Stephen. Welsh moves in again, ahead of Haitley, and again the defence looking very square. Maxwell having to head clear outside of his area. This is McKinlay has it now for United, and this could be problems here. And it's Brewster who makes it 3. This is remarkable stuff. 21 minutes, it's 3-0 to Dundee United. It's Craig Brewster scoring his 5th goal of the season. Richard Goff can't believe it. Well, again, the defence all over the place. So it was Billy McKinlay who pounced on the loose ball after Maxwell had headed it clear. It appeared to be going in, come off the crossbar. Maxwell then made the save, and there was Brewster following through to slam the ball into the net. Amazingly here at Ibrox Stadium, it's Rangers 0, Dundee United 3. And that's Robertson sending the ball out of play. So Durant is coming on, and it's Richard Goff who's going off now. So Rangers have lost both their centre-backs for the 2nd time in recent games. So Murray has moved to right back. Gary Stevens has gone into centre-back alongside Presley, with David Robertson remaining in the left back area. So Rangers having to change considerably. Out of play, and the referee stepping in here and awarding the throw-in to United. It's McKinlay getting in the cross, and almost number 4 there, Brewster almost getting in ahead of Maxwell. So Ivan Golak's out giving some instructions to his men. He must be delighted with the start they've made. Smith getting the touch. This is Haitley. Welsh is with him. Robertson onto that favourite left foot, sending it across. And Ian Ferguson claiming he was held there. This is Ferguson again. Good ball out to the right. It's Trevor Stephen trying to conjure up something here. Surrounded by United players, and his persistence wins the corner kick for Rangers. Presley moves forward, trying to add to the one goal he has so far this season. It's played to Murray. We're looking for Trevor Stephen. Rangers trying to lift themselves here. It's Gordon Durie. And he's blocked by Brewster. Frank helping in defence. It was always a very good ball, but Maurice Malpass was in there with a superb tackle. So Malpass is cut out by Gary Stevens. We're now into injury time to be added on. It's played through in the direction of Durie, headed away by Van der Hoorn, only his father. There's Durant. Now Durant and McCall in a mix-up there. And you can see the confidence has just about drained out of this side. If they get something back here, it might make a difference. Haitley goes in and the goalkeeper, but again, it's excellent handling by Guido van de Kamp. He hasn't had a lot to do in this first half, but he's handled the ball well and he's been brave when it mattered. This is Malpass. So it's Malpass, and he wins the throw-in. There goes the half-time whistle. Well, a remarkable first half here at Ibrox. Just 21 seconds had gone when United took the lead. Rangers defensively were all over the place, and Connolly cross for Bowman to head the ball past Ali Maxwell. Then after 15 minutes the defence got square, a long ball played out of the defence by United, and Connolly raced through to make it 2-0. Then in the 21st minute, Craig Brewster pouncing to score number 3. The half-time score here at Ibrox Stadium: Rangers 0, Dundee United 3. So Rangers start the second half with it all to do. They've committed both substitutes. United have Scott Crabb and Christian Daly on the bench, but the way the team have been playing, Ivan Golac, I'm sure, will have no changes in mind at the moment. So there's Welsh with Haitley. Welsh certainly got the better of the first half exchanges. It's played through now, looking for Durie. Van der Hoorn's in there with him. And the referee stepping in, awarding the throw-in United's way. Brewster losing out to Murray. Rangers know they have to get something back quickly here. It's Ferguson, it's left by Haitley, but it didn't run through to Durant, and that allowed Cleland to clear. This is Presley. Through for Robertson. Bowman's with them. And Bowman blocking the ball. The Rangers have the throw. It goes to Robertson. The high one in for Haitley. And again, it's well handled by Van de Kamp. Haitley doing better there. It was Robertson who fired in the cross. Haitley got the touch. This is Ferguson. Switch of play out towards Trevor Stephen. Well controlled by him. This is McCall. Through for Ferguson. Good running by Ferguson! Well, that was a real chance, and Ferguson did so well. Excellent play by him, but the ball over the bar. Presley's header. Hateley going for it there. Hateley taking a knock as he went into that challenge with Petric, and the Rangers striker still on the ground. And taking a knock to the head, and the referee immediately halts the play, as he must do in these circumstances. So Hateley up there with Petric. Hateley indicating an elbow used there, but perhaps has a bit of a case. It's Robertson. Comes off Van der Hoorn. This is Trevor Stephen. Hateley. McCall's in there with Malpass. Still Rangers have it. This is Murray. Again looking for the head of Hateley. What a save there by Guido van de Kamp. Hateley did everything absolutely right. It was Murray who provided the cross. Hateley with a superb header. And what a save by van de Kamp. So that should give Rangers and the supporters some heart. It's Ferguson blasting another one over the top. And of course he begins a 3-match suspension after this afternoon's game, which will not help Rangers' championship cause. This is Ferguson to Murray. Hateley running right across the face of the area. Plays it to Durant. That's a good cross! And a good clearance by Van der Hoorn. It's Robertson sending it through. It's Ferguson. Well, they try to clip it in there for Hateley. And it all breaks down for Rangers. It was Durant sending in a very good cross indeed. It was Van der Hoorn getting in there just ahead of Jury. It was a superb clearance by the Dutchman. This is Trevor Stephen now. McCall's running ahead of him. Petric goes to meet him. Still McCall battling away there. It's Trevor Stephen now. This is McCall. They're looking for Hateley, but Welsh was in there to clear. And it's more frustration for Rangers. Welsh performing really well at the back this afternoon. This is Murray trying to get forward. Gets away from Connolly, drives it through. That's a fine effort. And that had Van de Kamp scrambling across his line. Superb shot there with the right foot from Murray. And not far away. Robertson plays it through to Jury. Van der Hoorn's with him. Still it's Jury. Looking for Hateley. It's Daly getting the touch, only as far as Ferguson. It breaks away to Durant. It's Durant again. Well, Robertson's come across to the right-hand side. And again it's well handled by Van de Kamp. Well, Robertson popping up there on the right-hand side of the penalty area. Catching the United defence, but not the goalkeeper. Gary Stevens. Looking for Hateley, but Welsh is there. It's Ferguson to Trevor Stephen. Welsh clears again. This is Bowman. Breaks to Ian Ferguson. Trevor Stephen. Petric is in there. Again, he uses the ball well out of defence. We're inside the final 5 minutes. And it's Petric still moving forward. Pounces on that mistake. That's McKinlay. Christian Daly running in support. Still it's McKinlay. Well, there was good running in the left there by Christian Daly, taking a player with him and helping to open up the gap there for Billy McKinlay, but the shot wide. This is Durant. Playing it through, and the goalkeeper just nipping it away there from Hateley. Just a bit of a fumble there by Van de Kamp, but he recovered, and he's done well this afternoon when required. It's Ferguson, Haitley, Robertson, looking for Haitley, but it's cut out by Petric, who's really strolled through this game. But there's a use of an elbow there. It was missed by the referee. Well, Ian Ferguson appeared to spit there at Petric, and the referee spotted that. Well, this will be an ordering off for Ian Ferguson on top of the 3-match suspension coming up. There was an elbow used by Petric, the referee missed it, but I'm quite sure that Ferguson spat then in the direction of the Dundee United player. It's a red card. That's the punishment for such an offence. It's an inglorious end to the year for Ian Ferguson, who started the season so promisingly. He's let his club down and himself. It all began here. Petric was strolling out of defence. He used an elbow on Ferguson. That was missed by the referee. And then Ferguson turned round just after this, and he spat there. So an afternoon of high drama comes to an end here at Ibrox Stadium. Rangers reduced to 10 men and comprehensively beaten by Dundee United. There were self-inflicted wounds by Rangers defensively, there's no doubt about that. But United played well. It's been their afternoon. The final score, Rangers 0, Dundee United 3.
Yes, 3-0 United. Afterwards, Jerry spoke to United's Maurice Malpass, but first to manager Ivan Golat.
When I spoke to you at the beginning of the season, you said you were worried there was not enough experience in the side, but you seem to be getting the balance now between the youngsters and the experienced players.
That's right, that's true, because we had a far too young side, but they're coming through nicely, you know. We obviously had to suffer with a few results, but we are nicely back on a trot, and as I said, we'll be there, and we know exactly which direction we're heading. So that's a really good combination, you know, skill and youth, and I'm sure that we're going to produce even better quality display than tonight.
I think the experienced players are the one that's been causing the problems, believe it or not. Our youngsters have been playing, you know, week in and week out quite well. It's the experienced players that haven't started as well. And now we've got it settled and the team started to play a bit better.
What about your new colleague, Gordon Petric? How do you rate him after a few games?
Well, I think he's one of the best I've played with. He's definitely got composure on the ball. He seems to make time for himself, which every good player does. But he also knows when he's got to woof it up the park. And everybody thought he'd be probably weak in there, and he's really good in there, as he proved today.
All right, not surprisingly, the Ian Ferguson incident is a big talking point today. We're going to take a call on that right now. Ian McKinley from Crookston, you're
standing. He uses the ball well out of defence. We saw that several times. He's got to keep the elbows down though, and his manager will have to speak to him about that, because there wasn't just a Ferguson incident, as we saw. He was involved with Haitley and Jury earlier in the match.
Yeah, well, getting back to the Ferguson incident, I mean, Petric should have been sent off for that. It was a blatant elbow in the face that can do you serious damage. But he was certainly the rest of his game was pretty impressive. Very cool and comfortable at the back, and as Maurice Malpass mentioned there in his interview, likes to come out and play a bit from the back, like most foreign players in our game, and obviously knows when to clear it as well. I mean, that just sums Rangers' day up, you know. The Dundee United lose possession, and Rangers player gives it straight back to Petric.
Brian Welsh as well, Gordon, had a fine game. Like Brian Martin last week, he handled the Haitley men as well.
Well, I think, I mean, there was a lot of terrific performances for Dundee United players yesterday, but I reckon Brian Welsh has topped a lot. I mean, he handled the threat, the aerial threat of Haitley very, very well, and just by and large played very well. I was talking to one of the Dundee United players after the game, and they say he's been playing like this, you know, for the last month or so, because he's a player I seen a couple of years ago, and I expected to see him make really good progress. He hasn't really. We haven't heard a great deal about him in the last season or two, but certainly if he plays like that, we'll be hearing a lot more about him.
Gordon, what about Dave Bowman? What a start he made to this game.
Oh, it was a fantastic start. I mean, it just stunned absolutely everybody at Ibrox. I think the Dundee United players as well. I mean, normally out of the Dundee United midfielders, it's Billy McKinley that gets into those positions, but he supported his front people well there, and again in this situation puts a terrific little crossover to the back post, and by and large, I mean, had an outstanding game. I mean, the Dundee United midfield in the first half hour, it's all very well saying about Rangers were a mess at the back, and they were, but the Dundee United in the middle of the park were excellent, particularly in that first half, with their passing and their running off the ball.
Jerry, a major contribution made by Paddy Connolly.
Yeah, but he must have thought Christmas had come early playing against that Rangers defence. But he showed tremendous pace, good finishing, he provided crosses. I don't think there's any doubt that he's enjoying the new regime at Tannadice.
Yeah, well, certainly in the first half hour, the Rangers just didn't know what to do with him. He was popping up on the left, popping up on the right. But, I mean, Walter Smith watching something like this must be thinking, my goodness, my defence there. I mean, it really is worrying for Rangers. I mean, they've got at Ibrox anyway, they're just giving away points left, right and centre, and there's only Raith Rovers conceded more goals at home. And I mean, that's Rangers' strength was having a really solid back four, but it's just not working out for them at Ibrox time being. But it doesn't help when you come up a little guy that's twisting and turning and running at you and playing the way he did.
Gordon, for United goalkeeper Guido van de Kamp, I mean, when called into action, he did very well, didn't he?
Yeah, and I think certainly in the evidence of yesterday's performance, Alan might have to hang around a little bit longer in the reserves. Here's something that Mark Haley's good at, putting defenders under pressure, but de Kamp comes out and they're very confident. And obviously his concentration was very good, because Rangers looking for Haley with the high balls in the box, and any goalkeeper knows any high ball that's coming into the box, you're going to be under pressure for it when Mark Haley's around. But it didn't affect his concentration at all. Then he topped off a good performance with a fabulous save there off of Haley, and I think that's what sickened Rangers at the end of the day. They realised they weren't going to claw it back.
Jerry, just a brief word about Van de Kamp yourself.
Yeah, that's 3 shutouts in 5 games, and they cost only £40,000, so that's good business.